Drake and Kendrick had a little beef,
Yeah.
big beef, probably the biggest beef of our generation, the most epic, the most legendary, two really, really heavy hitters. A lot of big blows back and forth. I think we can all agree there was a clear winner.
There's a definitive winner.
There was a definitive winner. As a Drake fan, I hate to say it, but Kendrick came home with the crown with the last Not Like Us. Is being played everywhere in the clubs and the parties in your car.
In the wrong clubs, sometimes in the wrong places where it don't
Yeah,
need
yeah,
to
yeah.
get
Even in
played.
Houston, Drake, sorry.
Yeah. it's doing something out here for sure.
It is. But now it's settled down a bit, and it's a little bit of aftermath. We're trying to see, okay, what's next? How do we feel about it overall, and what do we think is going to happen going forward?
Which standpoint do you want? Do you want what I feel about like from Drake's standpoint that what should happen, or from Kendrick's standpoint what should happen?
Let's hear Kendrick first.
I think the Kendrick standpoint of what will happen or could happen. I feel like I think an album's coming this year. I think he has enough energy to he's kind of one of them artists to where I would call him forever artist. You got Frank Ocean that does this, Tyler the Creator that can do this.
Frank Ocean been gone. He hiding.
No,
so you like them hiding artists?
No, so I like artists that only real artists can do this. Like there's like lightning in a bottle artists where it's like when they drop, the whole world stops and listens. I think Kendrick has that effect right now. I won the situation. I got this off my chest. I think now it's like I can go back in the lab. I can create how I want to create. I don't really have the pressure. Now it's a lot of expectation, but I can, whenever I drop, the whole world is stopping and listening to it. So now I can go get this album completely right.
Yeah.
I can fade away a little bit, go do the father thing because it's already in his DNA to not be in front of everybody.
That's a fact.
So it's like he kind of is moving in the pocket now of like where he always has been. But he's like, I've shown y'all enough for right now. I don't think the album's gonna come in like a December. I think it's coming maybe another month some change.
See, and the thing that you're talking about Kendrick is what I don't like about him and why I like Drake so much.
Mm-hmm.
Because Kendrick, now he's an artist, and when he comes, like you said, everyone's going to listen. It's
Right.
going to be an artistic expression of whatever he's going through at the time. But at the same time, as a fan, I want to see more of you. I want to hear more of you. On the other side, you got Drake. He dropping every year. He outside. He getting with the new artists. So it's a lot more engagement. It's a lot more of me feeling like I actually know this person.
I think that's a difference so there's a difference between like what I want to say, like the forever artist, and not saying Drake's a forever artist too. I think it's just different ways of how people approach it. I think there's like, when you talk to creators, when you talk to a bunch of these artists, what I've kind of like realized over the years is that you got people that are like, I'm so about the art and the music. I don't really care to be in front of everything. But I want to create the work. It might take me a long time. Like I got an artist that I'm starting to kind of like manage right now.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Young Guy. It's a dope dude, but he takes his time.
Yeah.
He takes his time with his music. As a fan, fans want to hear like, oh, I want to hear music every year. I want to hear it all the time. I want to see you. And some people is like, no, you got to let them go cook. And kind of like everybody on that TDE side, bro, they all take 4, 5, 3.
Which I don't like, but I feel you. If the product is good, then the product is good, and I think it's worth it. And I think when you get to a level of a Kendrick Lamar, you afford yourself that luxury of going away.
And that's why I think that's my thing with him is that he can afford to like dip off a little bit because he's giving you so many timeless moments, and especially with this battle, he didn't afford himself a month and some change.
That's a fact.
Because it's not just because he won, but it's because he gave you the summer slap.
Mm-hmm.
He gave you.
You're not tired of that song yet? Be honest.
I'm a West Coast bias guy. Like I'm from Houston. I'm from Houston, born and raised, but like I'm in LA, like it's a second home.
Okay.
So like that energy, I rock with. Am I listening to it every day now? No.
Do you put it on yourself, or do you only hear it outside?
Both.
Okay.
I think I listen to it more now in like a workout, motivating, like that type of energy setting. Right. And then when I'm outside partying, of course I'm gonna hear it.
But I can't imagine ever putting it on for how much I hear. Now, don't get me wrong. I like the song. It's a great song. I don't want to sit here act like I'm hating on the song. It's great. It did what it's supposed to do. I was waiting on Kendrick to have a song that had a vibe to it because a lot of disses before that were kind of like, I want something that I'll actually listen to.
You want a bop.
I want a bop as well.
And I think, not to cut you off.
No,
but but I also think too, is that like, hot take from me. I don't know that man from nothing. But I do think with him right now, I think Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers was the therapy album.
Okay.
It was the therapy album. It's like I got everything that was bothering me the past 5 years off my chest. The infidelity stuff, I got that off my chest. The situation with my family, I got that off my chest. The father time track, the father stuff that's been going on in my brain.
Right.
I got that off my chest. Count me out. I've been feeling counted out. Got that off my chest. It almost feels like now, even like in 2023, when he had the Hillbillies drop with him and Baby King, Fun Track. It was a summer joint, and it rang off a little bit. It didn't do the most, but it did what it needed to do.
Facts.
And then this year, all right, let me get this Drake monkey off my back. The last time I didn't aim the right way. You know what I'm saying? I didn't.
He got it off his back. I don't think think that monkey there no more.
Yeah, like I finally did that, and I'm pretty sure in the back of his head is like, all right, once I get this off my chest, I feel free to do whatever I need to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so now I feel like I think this next album gonna be bops.
I was about to say, so you think it's time to have fun now?
I think it's time to have fun. He already popped out and showed niggas.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can cuss here, but he already popped out and showed niggas. So like now it's like, all right, let me have some fun. Like that little snippet in the beginning of the Not Like Us music video.
Oh, that video was
that reincarnated. I'm a star, baby. Life goes on, honey. All my babies. I said, God.
He did it, but I'm excited if he does, and I do agree with you. I do think he's gonna come back with the fun album, something that's easy to listen to. Because personally, I didn't necessarily resonate with a lot of the last album, or maybe not even the one before that. So I'm excited to see if he does come with that type of vibe, where it's just like, okay, give me the West, because I'm a Houston dude as well, but I also do like and enjoy the West Coast vibe, the West Coast culture, and all the artists and everything they got going over there, which they've been killing it lately.
Fact.
So hopefully that's the direction he goes in. So on the other side, of course, you got the boy, Drizzy Drake. Now we had some conversations off camera before some new developments happened.
They did.
So obviously Drake released 100 gigs of content, which included 3 songs and a whole bunch of old videos and documentaries from him making different albums. So how do you feel about that? Did you get to watch any of it?
I was watching it today. I really got a chance to sit down today and watch it. And what I will say, and I'm gonna look into this camera and say this. This was the best move you could have done after this battle.
That's a fact.
The best move, Mr. Graham, I don't know if you'll see this, but if you do, it's the best move you could have done after this battle. Because like I like both of them guys. I like Drake and Kendrick. So different reasons, but I like them both. For Drake, I think this is something me and my godbrother Mason was talking about like earlier on the phone. I was like, yo, this is the first time I think we get to see him in a more human, realistic setting in the footage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you get to get him and his personality.
Right.
And it's some moments where I feel like, oh, this is an interesting thing to drop, like the Serena stuff. Like, oh, this song was about Serena.
Yeah.
Too Good with Rihanna on it, which is.
But you just brought it up. That's the first detail you brought up. So it did what it wanted to do. But there was definitely some little cringeworthy moments in there where they either felt a little forced or felt like put that out. But overall, I mean, it brings you into the artistry of it. It brings you into seeing his team and how hard they work, and just him doing what he does and what we love about him.
And you know what? It's gonna sound funny because I know a lot of people trying to pin these dudes against each other. To me, they're not. They're different. They're the same in some ways, and they're different in different ways.
Okay.
But like one thing I was telling my godbrother today on the phone. I was like, dog, people don't give Drake enough credit for his inner circle. And what I mean by that is like he might fuck off all the industry connects.
Yeah.
He might fuck all the women and he might do all the extra stuff, which is very try-hardish. Yeah, which is very try-hard.
Right.
That's weird behavior.
Yeah.
But for the guys that he's been growing up with, they're the same dudes.
Same.
40, Noel, Chubbs, his manager, I forget his name. I think it's like Draco or something like that.
And we talking about a decade of classic albums of them working all night.
But see,
same team.
But even forget about like just the work. Yes, the work speaks for itself.
Mm-hmm.
Money can sometimes keep things together, but a friendship and a loyalty and like, let's be honest, Drake really kind of works with the same engineers and the same producers. He might get a take beat here. He might get a beat from somebody else over there. But when it's time for album mode, it's Noel and 40, engineering and production.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that formula and that chemistry has worked his whole entire career.
Right.
So essentially, what I also noticed is like, oh, nah, people say he switches up a lot. I think he switches up on fly-by people.
He switches up. What do you mean, fly-by people?
Like, I just met you. I don't really have a. I don't if like. If
oh,
I
you talking about in person switch up? I thought you talking about switch up to his sound.
No. But like in person switch up. Like, let's say someone like, nah, Drake kind of like was on some fake stuff or whatever. It's like, well, that could be true. I don't know him like that to say to put him past him. But he's loyal to the people that he's loyal to a certain group of people.
Right.
And that does say something about him and his character. Is that these guys who they've slept on the same couches and the same whatever since 07, 08, these guys are still with him in 24.
Yeah.
That is still saying something. And I think there's a thing too, no matter what you think about his personality, how some stuff could be cringy, some stuff is weird or whatever, he put it out there in that 100 gigs thing to be like, I'm human.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not, this is a different situation. But I gave my fans something that kind of makes me seem humble, which in a weird way, I think was a good move from the battle because everybody's thing in the battle wasn't necessarily saying that like, besides like Meet the Grams, which was, you know, Kendrick going to hell and trying to stick Aubrey under it because, Drake started talking about the family stuff.
Right. It got personal.
Right, it got personal. But at the same time, I think everybody's thing was like, dog, you think you're on this mountain. You got behind the gate. Jamie Foxx used to say like, he got unfunny when he started living behind the Hollywood gate because he wasn't relatable to the people no more. I think Drake got to that point. And I'm gonna say with this 100 gigs thing, he finally got real personable with his audience. Like, here's the moments that you don't see when I was making it.
And I feel like Drake has done everything in his power not to get to that point you said he got. And I feel like it was more of the industry put him there. One, because of the power he has, maybe with the labels and with the distributors and stuff like that. They kind of separated him of, you're up here, you have this amount of power, you do this. Now you got to include in there whether or not he's smashing their girls and stuff like that. That can make a difference as well. But I think for him, he's always tried to stay connected, stay grounded, be present. But like you saying, I think I agree with you that the 100 gigs was to do just that. Like, hey, y'all painting me to be this person. I'm the Drake that y'all been loving for years. Like, I'm the same dude that I've been, and this is the proof of it. It's the same guys that you see working with me. It's the same vibe I got. I'm just an artist trying to put in the work and make good music.
But it sometimes takes you getting slapped in the mouth to like also realize like you don't have to like take anyone who's ever been in a fight understand like it's really good to talk about like what you would do to somebody until they stand in your face and you actually are swinging blow for blow.
Yeah.
That's a humbling experience.
But he couldn't have win. He wasn't supposed to win that fight.
No, right. And I give him credit for fighting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I give him credit for fighting. But what I'm saying is, if you thought you was the hot shit, but you are still the hot shit, you just met someone else that's just as gangster as you, which can be a humbling factor.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that like, oh, you shivering your boots. That just makes you realize like, oh, like you ever had a roasting battle with somebody in school and they say something about you that's kind of true and you know it and it hits a little harder?
Yeah.
It could be one of them things where it's like, okay, I'm the pedophile stuff and all that. no, I'm not that. I hate
Right.
that or whatever. A minor, all that. Forget all that. That's probably what he's really mad at. But a
Mhm.
little bit of the truth could be like, ooh, oh y'all said like I'm inaccessible, like I'm such up here, which he even says like in his music that he's at this mountaintop. He's at the highest point. I had to climb down to see you, and then when I had to climb down to see you, when you in retrospect, it's like, oh, I didn't. Oh, like y'all don't even think I'm like human.
See, and I don't think he even phased by that stuff. I feel like the biggest blow that he phased by is he got they kids over here singing 8 Minor. I feel like the pedophile claim, that gotta be the thing that, and obviously I'm not around him, so I don't know, but that gotta be the thing that stick the hardest. Cause it's like, okay, you can say this, you can say that. I am at the top. I am maybe, I feel like he can connect with those things more. But now when you call me a pedophile and put that kind of paint on my name, that's a real hard
No,
thing to wash out.
I think that's the nastiest stain that sticked. But like I said, when someone's roasting you and something hits that like that might have been an insecure spot on you, which is like I'm not humble.
Yeah.
Because it could have been something you've already been thinking about in your head that I've gotten to a point where I'm too cocky right now. We don't know this man from shit, but I'm just saying, like I remember I've had situations where me and the homies have been talking with each other and just been roasting and firing, boom, 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 boom. And someone that says something, and in the moment, it's like a little sting. But I go back and sit with myself like, damn, bro, that's what y'all think of me?
So do you think he was affected by do you think he personalized those blows and was at home like really like, dang man, that boy Kendrick got me? Like, do you think it affected him on an emotional, mental health level at all?
I think I don't necessarily want to say he lost a whole lot of sleep over, but I do want to say like I think certain words could have probably got to him, because to be honest with you, Drake, if he would have took a different angle on the battle, probably would have had the same effect for Kendrick. But Drake just tried to go for the smut.
Yeah.
He just tried to go for smut. And like, I can easily wash off smut that's not real. Like, Dave Free is the father of your child. It's like, bro, my wife is right here.
I believed it for a second. I said, look, why you ain't following?
Yeah.
Why she ain't following you, bro? She following Dave Free.
Yeah. But see, that's also internet. That's also internet belief too, which is the thing of like, oh, if I don't even live in online, and I live in real time, none of this IG stuff really bothers me. So all the smut you're throwing, it sounds good because I'm not playing into it, but it's just kind of rinsing off.
Right.
But if you hit a, I was about to say hit a nigga, I can say that. We can curse it. I'm used to the radio scene where you have to kind of censor. But if you hit a nigga in the kidney, boom, like a boxer.
Right.
You get here and they stand there and then afterwards like, ooh, body shut down.
The delayed effect.
The delayed effect. That's just my speculation, but I think this is the best move that he could have done after the battle. I don't care for the Party in him album. I know it's gonna be heat, right?
Yeah.
I know it's gonna be heat. I still think he needs to go. I like when artists disappear for a little bit.
What you put on? All right, well, we'll get.
I know where you're going.
When you got a vibe with you, what you put on? You don't put on no Kendrick. The thing about Drake that I love is he got the different vibes for whatever you want. So when he said, he even prefixed it of, look, y'all outside right now, it's the summertime, but when it get cold, me and Party gonna be right there. It's gonna be the perfect cold winter album full of well-produced R&B.
See, the thing is though, like, how do I say this? No, I do not put on K-Dot when I'm with a situation. I don't. But that's not the music I'm looking for in that situation. I also think too, though, there is a power in being sought after. Like my grandmother used to always say, like, you want people to miss you a little bit. Yeah. There's a power in being missed. Like, if I see we all know the girl that we see every time we go outside to a club and a function. She always in the section. She always want to be seen. She always want to have the Casamigo bottle on her head. I'm always outside and I'm always lit.
But we also all got a favorite bartender who is just a dime. And whenever we go, we might not see her every weekend, but when we see her, we happy to see her.
The bartender working, the other girl just she's out in the vibe. My biggest thing is I might not appreciate seeing you because I see you all the time. So I don't ever get a chance to miss you.
And you feel that way about Drake, that you see him all the time.
I think he puts up enough. He puts up a lot of shots, right?
Right.
Some go in, some don't. He has a good percentage,
a great one.
But if you start shooting and you don't let people miss, you gonna end up like Kanye in a second. That's starting to do a lot more missing.
Dang, what Kanye did?
Did you hear Vultures 2?
I didn't like Vultures 2.
Thank you.
The second half of Vultures 2 had a couple of songs I liked, but Vultures 1 was a lot better.
And like, you gonna run out of stuff to talk about. The thing with Drake is he can sing and he can rap.
Mm-hmm.
So you can get a different vibe. But the thing is, dog, I definitely remember a feature run that Drake did 2018, 2019, where I was like, he ain't saying nothing. It's cool wittiness, I guess, but it was like, I remember he gave, what was that? It was a Summer Walker song. Boy, I cannot think of this song, but it's a Summer Walker song that Drake got on a remix. And I remember listening to it, and I was like, he ain't saying nothing.
Yeah.
I
mean, it's two different perspectives. I can appreciate yours. It's just, for me, I'd rather someone take a lot of shots and have a decent percentage than barely take shots, especially for me not liking a lot of the Kendrick shots either. So that puts it more even at a unweighted. But for me, it's like, keep taking shots. He giving me island vibes. He giving me R&B vibes. He giving me rap vibes. He giving me deep cuts. He can, so as long as he's still picking and choosing from different artists and different cultures, he's giving me enough to where, okay, right now I miss R&B Drake. So that's why I'm so excited for this Party Next Door. So it's not like, yes, I've been seeing him, but at the same time, it's a different one each time. So her loss with 21, I hadn't seen that before. So it's not like that's
I'm gonna let you know this.
Now the baddie brought her best friend. I ain't never seen the baddie with that friend. That's a whole nother little group right there.
That's funny. Her loss was definitely, what song, bro? I can think. I'm gonna look at my phone. It's a song off of her loss. Hours of Silence. I ain't gotta look it up.
Yeah.
Hours of Silence was my favorite song probably in 2022?
Right.
Like 2020, that was like my favorite song. So I'm not saying, like, I get that point too. I think there's two different, like I said, there's two different lenses you can look at it. So like, let's say you have the artist lens that looks at it as like, I want to take my time and mold this clay how I need to mold this clay.
Yeah.
And there's another audience that's like, no, I want to feed the streets.
Yeah.
There's two different ways to make it out here. And I think what ends up happening is that I think one way thinks it's better than the other way. Take it how
more,
you want.
Yeah, more ways, more than one way to skin a cat.
Yeah, for sure. So like, that's why I appreciate both of them for what they do. I appreciate Drake for what he does. I appreciate the vibes, the moments, I like the Drake that I always love is introspective Drake, not just talking about your life, his life, but also like, his situations and relationships. He was the first dude that was really getting in his bag, talking about his dealings with women and his other situations. You know what I'm saying? I like Kendrick for a different reason. I'm a poet at heart. I used to perform poetry all the time around Houston and moving around. And like, I appreciate the wordplay. I appreciate the storytelling, especially Good Kid, Mad City, like songs about Sing About Me and songs like a Duckworth, or songs like what's the last song on Damn? Shoot, I cannot think of that song.
I wouldn't know.
Not Damn.
Not
Damn. Because Damn's last song is Duckworth. It's the last song on Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Not Morale and the Big Steppers. It was the one on To Pimp a Butterfly. Because on To Pimp a Butterfly, he has a song where he samples Pac's interview. And he was talking about when shit hits the fan, are you still a fan? That song is like amazing to me. So like, when you have different storytelling, different ideas and the way they paint, I love it. I think they're both needed, but I do also understand why these two dudes clash.
Yeah,
because they're the leaders of two different worlds.
Yeah, and while you were talking, I'm thinking we're talking about two legends. Like we're comparing apples to oranges, and we're nitpicking and getting real down to the details. At the end of the day, they're both legends on legends on legends, and that's clear.